And she's gonna before she's gonna just like pop one open, gulp down about halfway through the bottle, and then close it up, and then she's just probably just gonna start walking off.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna be heading to like the dressing rooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll head over to the dressing rooms, and Mother Hen is currently like taking a head count. And then as soon as you walk in the room, and she says, Dia, there you are. All right. Everyone is accounted for. Perfect. Ladies, nobody seriously hurt? One of the ladies like raises up her hand and says, "Actually, Mother Hen," and she points down at her leg, and there's like a big bite on her leg that several of the girls have already started to like applying pressure to. Um, and she says, "We need to find out if there's a doctor on this train, somebody with medical training. Can somebody please find out if there's a doctor on board?"
Dia is going to like drop all the vodka she took from the bar, and she's gonna and she's gonna look at her dress, her outfit, seeing that it's been destroyed. She's just gonna rip it off, put on a pair of like a simple shirt and jeans, um, and as she has some like makeup removal with her, and she's gonna say, "I'm gonna get some help. Just hold on a second, dear. Okay."
Do you have any? I don't suppose you have any Metagel on you, do you, Dia? The girl says.
Actually, Dia's going to head off back into her side of the dressing room. She's like throwing stuff into the air, like the comical way of like getting through her stuff. She has a lot of shit. And she pulls out a Metagel. Here we go. You want this?
Oh, thank you so much, dear. I'll pay you back.
It's all good.
Um,
It's all good, baby. It's all good. Anyways, girl, just sit still. I'll put this on for you.
Good, because I haven't actually used Metagel that much before, so I'm a little out of practice.
Don't worry. It's easy. It's easy. Don't worry about it.
Roll a medicine roll, please.
Medicine. Oh shit.
Oh boy.
Don't roll a
Far
one.
from my wall.
Was it a natural one?
It's a 6.
Okay, all right. So I mean, it's you do an okay job. It at least stops the bleeding, but she'll need medical attention. She'll still need medical attention, which is fine. So she's not gonna die. um,
Not yet, anyway.
not yet, anyway. Oh, the girls are talking and they're like, "What happened? Does anybody know what exactly happened? Are we being robbed? Are we being? Is somebody? I'm surprised nobody started holding us up. Instead, they just unleashed a whole bunch of Varen on us. The disgusting, filthy things."
Okay, ladies. I think we can all agree that we all need to be calm. Sounds good.
Calm, Dia. We almost died.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It just you know what we usually do with the drones. We just drink and don't think about it, right? We don't think about our problems or what just happened. We just go about our day.
She's right, ladies. It's New Year's Eve. We should try to enjoy whatever's left of this night. Yeah, Gia's probably right, yes.
Okay, so ladies, I brought you all a gift to help you forget this really shitty night. And she just points towards the stack of vodka.
Oh, girl, hit me. One of the other drag queens says as like she pounds the table and says, "Oh, yes, she has a glass out already. Please."
How many queens are there?
I'm going to say there's probably a half a dozen of you
Half,
total.
12.
Half a
That
dozen of you plus yourself and plus yourself and Mother Hen.
there
So
is
8.
one bottle for every queen there.
They're gonna start passing it around, and they're just, not even. Some of them aren't even gonna bother putting it in a glass. They're just gonna pass the bottle and just drink straight from the bottle and then pass it or pass it down. Oh,
Yeah.
Dia, you are a lifesaver. Yes, you are a hero among queens. Hero among queens.
It's only
And
natural. I mean, I am the best.
cheers to Dia. Cheers. We saw you fight some of those some of those, Varen. That's right, girl. We saw you get yourself in there.
Woo!
Those biotics were sexy. Oh yeah, girl, work it.
And Dia, as she's gonna huff down her own drink, Dia's gonna say to the ladies, "Oh, so don't go to the front of the car."
Oh, well, do they have alcohol in the front of the car?
Nope, but you don't want to see how nasty it is up there.
Well, fine. As long as there isn't alcohol in the front of the car, we're staying here. Yeah, we're staying here.
Okay. See
This is
you
where
now.
the booze is at.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go check around, see if there are any doctors about. I'll see you later.
Okay. Gimmick. While you're just hanging out, I guess Pip probably would have moved somewhere quieter. I'm gonna say, actually, where are you right now?
Oh, we are in the dance area.
Oh, you're in the dance area. She probably would have moved somewhere. Actually, I don't see you. Oh, there you are. There you are. There
The
you
corner,
are.
yeah.
All right. We're gonna say that you moved somewhere a little quieter. So I'm moving Pip towards probably quieter in the lounge or the poker area. Actually, people aren't playing cards at the moment because they're too flustered. Jules is actually sitting by himself. I think Pip's at the table. She's catching her breath. So you're probably just hovering around Pip, and she's just, she's exhausted from basically flapping her wings, and she's been running around since then. So she's just sitting down to catch her breath. Jules is sitting at a table by himself, and he looks very, very upset, quiet, distraught, and it looks like he's not playing with something, but he's shining something in front of him. They are these beautiful ruby colored spectacles or glasses, again made from what appears to be like very, very thinly cut something, but they're ruby colored, and he's cleaning them at the moment.
Oh,
You've never seen glasses look like that before.
did the gimmick ever saw a trail before? I mean, in the...
I'm gonna say this is your first time meeting a Drell officially.
Oh, Pip, can I call that one a lizard?
No, absolutely not. He is what you call a Drell.
Oh,
I can see why you can see similarities between Drell and Earth lizards.
well, I think that he owns the train or something like that, because when we were in the front wagon, they were talking about he presented himself as the owner of this place.
Oh, I think it was his father that owns this.
Oh,
He looks really upset. Do you think we should try to find out what's bothering him? I mean, I guess I can imagine with everything that's been going on in the last hour.
well, would Gimmick get some information about him just for the looks? Does he look? Does he look?
You can probably try looking him up on the extranet, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Are you gonna do that?
Yeah, Gimmick would try to get more information about him.
Roll an investigation or electronics.
Okay.
Whichever one is higher, investigation or electronics.
Electronics is higher, I think. Yeah.
Go for it. Roll it.
And it's a
22.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you get a lot of information dumped. So we'll start with Jules. So Jules himself is, ironically, he is a jeweler.
Oh.
Jules is a jeweler. That is his profession. And growing up, he had a degree in, what is the study of rocks?
Geology?
Geologist?
Yeah.
Yes.
Geology, yeah.
He has a degree in geology. And he loves traveling to other planets and studying, studying not only rocks but just the makeup of planets in general. And that is what caused him naturally to become a jeweler at the end, because he loves studying gems. He perfected a way of he perfected a technique that allows him to cut gems so thinly that they can be used for things like lenses, and it's actually become a very fashionable trend across the galaxy for people to wear glasses that are made from thinly sliced gems, like diamonds and emeralds. Diamonds are very, very, very high-end, like glasses, designer glasses. But of course, so that's what he's best known for, is making these designer glasses out of gems and crystals. And he's very good at what he does. His father is also extremely successful because his father has risen up to be a relatively well-renowned like designer of ships. And of course you can read up that the space train is like one of his designs. The train that you guys are on is actually a prototype for a space traveling train that he wants to perfect. So this particular train you're on right now is meant to be on a track, but he eventually wants to possibly build a space train that can actually travel through space and maybe even go through mass relays and things like that. The nice thing about a space train is that it's very customizable, because you can attach and detach different trains. You can make its various variable lengths and variable like cars and rooms, and it just makes it a little more practical in design because of the customization of it. And he thinks that that might be a very big trend. Historically, Jules' dad's ships are very high quality. They're not known to break down like this. They're known to be very, very safe. So the fact that something happened to this train, like some malfunction in this train, is extremely odd, because his dad's track record, normally his trains or his ships don't break down like this. So something's very, very peculiar about this situation. Other than that, you don't really know much about Jules, except that he is single currently. There are rumors to say that he swings both ways, and because I don't know if that matters to Gimmick. Maybe it does matter to Gimmick. He's very charming, nice guy, and rumors say that currently he's been seen going out with a rising musician, Freya. People aren't sure if they're dating, if they're not sure if it's anything serious, but some of the paparazzi have like spotted him with Freya. So that's all the information you get about Jules.
Will Gimmick get the information about the incident that Vito had with him?
I'm gonna say with the 22 you do.
Oh, okay.
You will find an article about. Well, first you'll find an article about him going onto this expedition in Tachanka, and maybe in that article you'll see a photo of the team, and Vito will be in the photo. This is going to be prior to what happened. And then if you continue following up, you'll find an article not about Jules, but about that expedition and how it went terribly wrong. And you'll see the article talk about, half of the people in the expedition dying because of the collapse of the temple.
Okay.
But at least the article that you read has no details as to how it happened. But you believe that Vito at least was involved, but fortunately lived to tell the tale of what happened at Tachanka. So
Gimmick would be like, "Oh, wow, he seems like someone super interesting. I have so many questions to ask him."
She says, "Do you want us to go over and find out?"
Do you think it would be polite to go and bother him now? Maybe we could ask him.
Maybe we could. Let's go.
Okay.
Hope says. So, Jules is going to, again, he's just sitting there, and Pip cautiously walks over, and, she kind of very cautiously says, hello, Mr. Jules. May I sit here? Jules looks up, and he'll give Pip a half smile, and he'll nod, and he'll motion for her to sit. It's a free train. I don't know if you remember me, Mr. Jules, but my name is Pip, and this is my VI Gimmick.
Hello. We also met before.
Hi, Gimmick, he says. I remember you. I wanted to apologize about the not so amazing experience that you've all had on this train. Don't worry, everybody here will have all of their money refunded back.
Oh.
I will see to it.
But why are you apologizing? It's your fault that this happened?
No, but it's my dad's train, and I think that it would be appropriate for somebody to make sure that everyone gets their money back after having a near-death experience like this.
Well, that seems fair, but still, I don't think it's your fault that this happened. Did you get any information about what happened?
No information. I'm not a techie kind of person. Some of the engineers have started looking at the train. I'm sure that they still need more time to investigate, but from what they've told me so far, the malfunction was external somehow. They can't tell what happened.
Well, did you find the driver of the train?
No, but somebody up there said that the driver died, and all that stuff was what was left of him.
Well,
I don't know if that's true or not. It's just really weird.
But for what I could see, that wasn't blood. So was it something? It seems like it was something like ectoplasm from a ghost. Was he kidnapped by a ghost?
I don't know. Do you think that you might be able to find out?
I don't know, but I would like to see a ghost. I want to see how similar we are.
Are you a forensic VI?
Oh, am I? He asks, looking at Pip.
I don't know if you have the skill set for that now, but I don't see why you couldn't gain them over time, Gimmick.
Oh, well, I could try. Well, do we know anyone else that could help us with that?
I'm assuming that when CSEC gets here, they'll probably start an investigation. They'll probably start asking questions around the train. Try to see if anyone is involved at all, and if they don't think you are, they'll let people go. They'll probably start with me first, I'm guessing.
Oh. there was someone. He was about to fall from the car. I want to know if he's all right. I think his name was Charlie Rana or something like that.
Charlie?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we can check the roster. We can check the guest list.
All right. But yeah, he was there when we stopped the train.
Oh, do you think? Are you saying you think he was involved somehow?
Involved with what? With the train explosion? No, I just want to know how is he?
I'm sorry, I don't know who that is.
Oh,
off the top of my head.
Well, I I I investigated a bit about you, and I think that you know someone that I know.
Really?
Yeah, and maybe I don't know. Did you know someone from your past here in the train?
Well, I have a few friends here, many of whom I invited myself. Yes.
Well,
Who in particular?
it's a Celerian. It's called Vito.
Vito. Vito Pix.
Yeah. Oh, so you know him?
I do. So wait, Vito Pix is on this train?
Yeah. He saved the kid. He's a hero.
Wow. He saved a kid. That's really great. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Where did you say Vito was?
I think he was. He was. Well, Gimmick knows where he was. I
He
think.
was near the front of the train, yeah.
Yeah, we went past him when we.
Oh, you passed him. You went
Yeah.
past him. He's in the next train over then. He's in the
Yeah.
next car over.
Gimmick would tell him that. Yeah, he's in the next wagon.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't necessarily need to talk to him at this moment, but
Okay, I just wanted to know if maybe you wanted to tell something to him or he wanted to tell something to you. I mean, it was a lot of time since the last time. I mean, it must if I don't know if you meet. How long was since the last time you met? But it must be nice to be with friends in times like this.
yeah, I liked Vito a lot. He was a great guy. The situation that happened was very unfortunate. I don't think he's completely recovered from it.
Did you recover from it?
Well, I mean, I lost a few friends during that time. I guess I wasn't super close to them. I met them through the expedition, and that's it. And it's terrible that what happened to them. So, but I feel like it would have affected him way more than it would have affected me.
Oh, did Gimmick would notice that it asked a question that maybe was a bit insensitive and try to back off. So yeah, I can see that there are a lot of pressing matters at the moment. Maybe we should let you be. But if you need us to do something, we can help.
He smiles a little bit. That's really sweet of you, Gimmick. Thank you.
No problem. My creator here programmed me to be like that.
Pip is going to nod and say, Gimmick's empathy protocol. Something that I did just to, help him to be more personable around us. And he nods and says, I approve. You're very impressive, Gimmick.
All right. Thank you for your time. And thank you for answering my questions.
It was nice talking to you both, he says. I hope that the rest of your new year is much better than how it started.
Oh, Happy
He'll
New
smile.
Year.
Happy New Year, he says, forcing a smile. So, while you guys are on the train and just before CSEC arrives, you're going to see a gentleman in an orange pinstripe suit. He already has a camera up, and he's currently politely asking, people are going to recognize him. So he's going to politely ask people if they would be open to speaking with him for the newscast. And respectfully understanding if people don't want to talk about what's happening. But there are several people who do. And so he's asking them and interviewing them about did they see anything? Did they witness anything? And you will see Liam's there. So it's up to you whether you want to approach Liam or not. But Liam Nathaniel Musi is going to go around interviewing people just before the CSEC officers arrive. When they do arrive, all of the officers are going to tell everyone that, ladies and gentlemen, we know that you've just experienced a very traumatic event situation. We are trying to gather as much information at the scene as much as possible so we can get to the bottom of exactly what happened. In order for us to do that, I need everyone's cooperation. We're going to need to keep everyone here and question everyone. And I promise you, as long as you are able to tell us to the best of your ability what you truthfully saw or didn't see, we will let you go and you can go home. But right now, we appreciate your patience as we try to gather as much clues and information as possible, and we appreciate you answering our questions. So everyone's just gonna sit tight as all of the officers go around. They're gonna examine, they're gonna send people looking all throughout the train, the back, the front, and the CSEC officers are going to start interviewing, like, questioning people one-on-one, getting people's information in case that they had more questions. Liam is going to stay away, out of the way of the CSEC officers, but he will interview probably the main officer, maybe the chief or something, just to get his thoughts and stuff. I'm going to say the officers are going to interview you individually. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right. So we're gonna have, there'll be a CSEC officer. We'll say he's a Turian, and he's going to say, "What is your name, madam?"
Logan Wintry.
Logan Wintry. Logan, could you please tell us, to the best of your ability, what you witnessed happened, especially if there's anything that you think could help us determine who's behind this or what's behind this?
I saw Varen coming out of one car, jumping all over people, and then I saw the conductor turn into juice.
You saw the conductor turn
Well,
into
I
juice.
saw the leftover remains. I didn't see him actually turn into juice, but... I never...
What makes... Go ahead.
It's fine, just continue.
What makes you think that the residue was the remnants of the conductor?
Well, who else could be there? I mean, common sense dictates it's the conductor.
I understand, ma'am. I'm just trying to verify your train of thought. Oh, sorry, he says, as he said, train of thought. My mistake. I didn't mean that. Out of character, I didn't mean that either. Out of character. As soon as I said that, I was like, oh, whoops.
Oh no, that Freudian slip.
Low-key, the best pun.
Yes. Then he says, about these Varen, did you witness anyone commanding them? Did you hear anyone commanding them? Or did they seem to be acting by their own accord?
I was too busy being underneath one being eaten alive, so...
Is there any reason that you can think of, any person maybe that you could think of that would want this to happen? Maybe somebody was being targeted, maybe, or anything of that matter. Can you think of anyone who has a motive to do this?
On this train, no, but it's not hard to find one. I mean, this train is full of very wealthy and very powerful people. And, well, take your pick.
Anyone specifically, if you were to give a prediction? Is there anyone in particular that makes you think that?
Prediction... Not really, but if anything, I'd say make sure you watch over the people who... that Jules guy, he might not be as safe as he thinks.
Thank you for your time, Miss Wintry. You are free to go.
Logan walks off now. Has like her bags, dressed in like regular clothing. She's like holding onto her shoulder where the Varen had bit her down. You heal those many gel, but it still really hurts. And there's gonna be some like leftover scars from that. And yeah, she's just gonna walk off.
Yeah, anyone who required medical attention, they're just going to rush them to the hospital. So they're not going to question them until after the fact. But, however, if there were people who were mildly injured, first of all, they're going to have space cars available to escort people back to basically the train's station, as well as space ambulances to take people to the hospital as necessary. It's up to you whether you want Dia to accept being taken to the hospital or if you just want to go home.
Dia just wants to go home.
Okay, that's fine. Who wants to go next?
I guess I will.
Mr. Callahan.
Nathan had his Omni tool up, and then he closes it when the officer approaches him. Yes, officer.
He will ask you the same thing he asked Dia, which is essentially, did he see anything strange, or did he notice anything throughout the evening that would lead to any clues as to what happened or who might have been responsible for it?
No, I was too busy dealing with the Varen. I came down from upstairs and I was immediately swarmed by about 3 or 4 Varen. Dealt with them and then made my way to the front of the train, where I found what I would assume to be the remains of the conductor all over the instruments, and I stopped the train.
You stopped the train?
Yep.
That's incredible, Mr. Callahan.
That doesn't leave the reports.
I beg your pardon?
I don't want anyone to know.
He looks a little surprised by that. Why not?
Because I think we should be more focused on finding out who decided to try and kill an entire train full of people, especially a group of young kids. I think that should be the focus, not the fact that I decided to be a hero, that a group of people on this train decided to be a hero. If other people want the glory or the prestige or whatever, fine. I don't want anything to do with it. I want you guys to I want the focus to be on finding who did this.
That's very commendable, Mr. Callahan. Sometimes, though, people need a hero.
Well,
Sometimes people need someone to look up to.
maybe.
He will let go of that and continue the questioning. Mr. Callahan, I wanted to also ask you, do you know an individual named Amiya Takaya?
Yeah, she was a friend of mine, rival on the court. Good person. I liked her.
What would you say about her character?
She was stubborn. She was stalwart, but she had a passion for her friends and her fans. She was one of the few people who I felt could stand up to me on the court, both physically and technically. She was my rival, but she was also a close friend who I admired.
Did you ever consider her to have any issues with anger management issues? Would she strike you as the kind of person who might be vengeful for any reason, spiteful for any reason, just out of curiosity?
I think she had her moments, as anyone who's competitive should. There were a few times where she got a bit aggressive on the court towards me for being a bit, for doing what I do. There was a few times where, from what I remember, she got a bit aggressive with the officials. But To be honest with you, officer, it's fairly common for that kind of thing to happen, especially when you're losing or when you're competitive as she was. In fact, I've gotten a bit aggressive with officials over bad calls before, but I wouldn't consider myself an aggressive person, at least not off the court anyway.
Do you know of any of her hobbies by any chance outside of Fraya'Del?
She liked talking to her fans. She was a gardener. She enjoyed her gardens. She very much enjoyed training, so I guess you could throw that down as a hobby if you wanted.
You mentioned training. Are you at all aware that she also has a hobby of training Varen?
No, I was not aware of that.
Very well, thank you. That's all the questions I have, Mr. Callahan.
There'll be a coffee run here for you in 5 minutes, he says before he leaves.
He will say thank you to you, and he will nod. Who's next? They're probably not going to. Well, they'll probably interview Pip, and by extension, if Gimmick wants to be around for it, he may, but he doesn't have to be. But
Well, Gimmick would be like hiding behind people, like
sure.
trailing around, but not close to the police.
Okay. Let's do Vito first.
Yeah.
Vito, same question. Same question. If Vito has witnessed anything that might help them with their investigation, basically.
Well, the Varen seems to come from the back of the train. I wouldn't know exactly where, but the back of the train. Other than that, the train started accelerating after the explosion, but I suppose that's a cause of the explosion.
Mr. Pix, witnesses stated that they saw a Solarian hanging off of a space car, rescuing a child from falling. A lot of their descriptions fit your specific description. Is that you, Mr. Pix?
It is.
That was very brave of you. On behalf of the entire CSEC squad, we just wanted to say thank you.
I did what I thought was right. I couldn't let anyone die here.
The gentleman will continue asking other questions, and he will ask, do you know of anyone who may possibly have any motive for doing something like this on this train? Anyone at all?
Not particularly. I had assumed it was an accident at first, but when we got to the front of the train, to the engine room, and saw all the blood there, there was no way that was accidental.
By the time you reach the engine room, you're saying the engineer was already gone. The driver was already gone.
Indeed.
Okay. While you were flying outside of the train, did you see anyone else outside of the train? Did you see anyone somehow trying to leave the train? Anything at all?
No.
Those are all the questions I have, Mr. Pix. Thank you so much. You are free to go.
He's going to return to his husband.
Gimmick, you're going to be with Pip when the cops are interviewing her, and you can be hidden behind her if you want. And the officer asks her the same thing, and she says, I don't think that there's anything in particular that would have helped you with the investigation. I was just trying to help people as much as possible. Did you notice anything suspicious or weird? Well, and you can tell Gimmick that she's wondering whether or not she should mention Chris at all. And she kind of like looks towards your direction as if to ask you non-verbally what she should do.
Well, I don't think Gimmick would have would look at her like asking,
Right.
I don't know, would you? Do you want to?
Yeah. No, that's fine. Just glancing at you again, and she says, "There's someone that we met in the back of the train. I don't know if he was necessarily a passenger per se. Really? Can you give the person's name?" Yes, his name is Charles. I didn't catch his last name.
Oh, Gimmick would
The
show like one of the images of him that he
Sure.
Gimmick saw.
because you're recording things.
Yes.
The officer looks at the VI and says, "Has that drone been recording things on this train this entire time?" Gimmick, have you been recording things?
Yeah, I've been programmed to record and save all kind of data.
I'd like to ask Miss Pip if we could take your VI and extract the data. Oh, I don't know if that would be a good idea, but we can at least download the data and send it to you. I don't understand. You don't think that's a good idea? Oh, well, she's sort of turning towards Pip towards Gimmick, as if not really sure how to explain this, and like she's looking towards you as if to try ask for help in explaining why.
Oh well, my creator has an Omni tool that is attached to her, and I'm installed in a blue box inside. In a computer in that Omni tool, so I can't really go too far from her.
Well, that's fine. We can take her to the station with you.
Oh, but she has an appointment with Fed doctor. Close.
Roll a deception.
That Nick rolls a natural 20. Just watch. Just wait for it.
Don't jinx it.
Deception.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
I think it would be a lot. The cop seems to buy it, and Pip will say, "I think it would be a lot faster if we just uploaded the files. If we just uploaded the files or downloaded the files and sent them to you. Because of my appointment, I think it would be much faster." Very well. I'll send you an email that you can send the files to. But if you can send those to us as soon as possible, we would greatly appreciate it. Of course.
Oh, I have a question. So, are you a policeman?
We are CSEC, yes. We are officers. We are law enforcers, yes. Why would someone get angry when you are calling the police? Why would someone get angry?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. I don't understand the question.
Well, I was programmed to follow rules of society, like to do things as society dictate them. So when someone does something bad, I call the police. But even though I did what I was supposed to do, bad things happen, and I think that's because I make him mad. So
He sort of says, in my line of work, I've always found that people who do bad things, more often than not, don't realize they're doing bad things.
oh, so you mean
They've sort of talked themselves into justifying the things that they're doing, that they deep down inside know they shouldn't be doing.
that makes sense? And you don't look like someone that is bad, so... Also, Pip said that you were good, so yeah. Thank you for answering my question.
Sure, he says. We'll say that we'll be even once you send me your files.
Okay.
I'm looking through the roster, the guest list, and Charles's name doesn't appear on the list. Pip will say, "Oh, really? I don't know what to tell you. He just told me his name was Charles. I know nothing else. Where is this Charles now? The last I saw him, he was at the front of the train, at the engine. I'm sure that we will reach him eventually. Thank you, Pip. You're very welcome." And she will leave. Okay, so if you guys are done at the train, you can all leave. Is anyone doing anything before you leave the train? Because you're free to leave if you'd like. Alright. So, you guys will leave the train and you will go home and try to keep this whole nightmare of a New Year's Eve behind you. Of course, there's going to be news footage about this. Liam Nathaniel Musey is going to be reporting because he was there, conveniently. He was there. Through the reports, nobody really knows what exactly happened. The police or CSEC is under full investigation. They did, however, arrest a suspect who was Amia.
Oh.
Amia's story, well, first of all, they have been able to at least get Amia to admit that the Varen was indeed hers, but she had absolutely no intention of them attacking anyone on the train. So she kept them locked in the room, and officers asked why she kept them locked there. She explained to them that they were actually going to be part of an act that they were going to perform on the train later that evening after midnight. However, the Varen started acting up a little bit. They were acting really weird. And so she ended up just locking them in the room and decided to deal with them later. Then before she knew it, they were freed and they were acting very, very vicious, which was very unlike them because they're normally so good. Of course, the public can decide what they believe or don't believe. And so right now they're keeping her locked up just to continue asking her questions because they're not completely believing her entire story. Other than that, there are no other suspects. They've questioned people like Jules, but it doesn't seem like Jules has any involvement in this whatsoever. People are wondering whether or not this is a terrorist, like some sort of terrorist stunt, but if it is, nobody's like claimed to have been responsible for it, which is what terrorists normally do. So that's all happening.
Did they see if something was stolen from the place?
No, nothing was stolen.
Oh, okay.
Nothing was stolen.
Okay.
But I will say, though, Dia, I'm going to say the next morning, sometimes the next morning, you're going to get a phone call.
I'm at this point. I feel like Dia was like sleeping in from the day she had
Sure.
last night, and she's like, as she hears the phone ringing, she just like jumps out of her bed, the pillows, everything just falling off the floor. She just like stumbles her way to the phone, and picks it up and just goes, "Hi."
You'll hear a familiar voice. Oh, thank God. You're okay. It's Alan.
Hi, Alan. Hi. My head really hurts. I had a little too much last night. Hi.
Hey, when the last time between you and Alan, is there understanding that he's to refer to you as Logan, or is there understanding that he's to refer to you as Dia?
I think Logan when I'm out of drag, Dia when I'm in drag.
Okay, he's just gonna call you Logan.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna say, "I got your text, and then I saw everything on the news, and then I started putting two and two together. That train you said that you were on last night on the Citadel, were you on that train?"
Yeah, I was on that train. It went okay. I think a few people died. I know the conductor died. He turned into gel.
Wow, you're just all these people died and the conductor turned to gel and you're just
I drank a lot last night after that. It was very stressful.
is this a bad time? Maybe I shouldn't have called.
No. Please. Um, do you want to meet up a little bit later instead? We can talk about it.
I'm not really anywhere near. I'm not anywhere near the Citadel at the moment. I'm still in Ilium right now.
Oh, I see. It's fine. It's fine. Um, yeah, I thought you were around, maybe to give me a little ride back, but it's fine. Um, but yeah. Sorry about that. I just sort of just messaged you out of the blue.
I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I got a few more scars from Varen, but it'll be fine.
Oh, you were mixed up with all that the Varen attack too?
Yeah, I was where they were when they jumped us, and I got away from the Varen. I was heading to the conductor just to like help stop the train, but the uh, Mr. Callahan was the one who got there before me. So
Sorry to hear that, but I'm glad to hear that at least you made it out alive. Did anyone that you know get hurt?
yeah, one of the performers got bitten by the Varen, but no one I knew died. So yay.
Okay. All right. Well, get more sleep, and I'll let you know if I'm ever back in the area again.
Okay. Bye.
See ya. He'll hang up.
After Dia after the he hangs up, Dia's gonna be like, fuck, and she's just gonna go back to sleep on her bed.
Okay. About a month passes by. I don't know if any of you guys are going to do anything specifically that we need to role play within this month. If so, speak now or forever hold your peace. Otherwise, I'm going to jump a month.
I'm getting the feeling like Vito and Solaric are probably gonna come in contact with the adoption agency, or
Yeah,
Aww.
sure.
they had been planning to do that for a while.
So, what? I guess my question is, we'll say that the adoption agency gave you a few options of children. What are some of the children that you're thinking of adopting? As in, like, what species, race are you thinking of adopting at the moment?
There's a Anna.
A Hanar?
Yeah,
Okay, there's a Hanar. Okay.
it was a Turian boy,
Turian boy. Okay.
Oh shit.
a human girl.
Human girl. Okay. So the agency will have just told you that these children are available for adoption. There are still some logistics that have to be taken care of. So one of the things they have to do is they have to do like a house study, like a home study, just to make sure you guys aren't like holding a random meth lab in your basement or something. Something, make sure your house is safe.
Vito is actually Walter White.
Oh my god, that would be so cool.
He's got the hat.
I was just gonna say that Vito has the cane, has the busted leg, has the job, has the scientific career that they fucked up in. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Solaric will get off the phone, and they will have the profiles of the children in front of you as you're like looking through, and he says, "So what do you think of these three? Which one are you leaning more towards?" I don't think we can afford to adopt all three of them, so at least for now, we'll have to settle for one.
Of course. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I know. We've been working towards this for, well, a very long time.
Finally, all the paperwork. It's just, everything's done. I really don't know.
I mean, they're all seem healthy enough. Some of them, the human girl, for example, I think she's been diagnosed with. She's on the spectrum. The human girl is on the spectrum. She's been diagnosed with that, but it's something that they're treating at the moment. The Turian boy seems to be very shy. The Hanar seems to be there's that disorder where they are always distracted. I don't remember what that is
ADHD?
called.
ADHD.
ADHD. The Hanar has a little bit of ADHD, but other than that, I think that we can handle. I think we can handle any of them.
Of course. Well, I know my way around ADHD, I suppose. I could help,
Are you leaning towards the Hanar?
I suppose.
I think having a Hanar child would be a very interesting challenge. I think it would be a great challenge. Solaric will put his hand onto Vito and give it a squeeze. He'll put the profiles away and he'll say, "By the way, I have a question. Have you kept in contact with Nathan Callahan since we last spoke with him?"
Oh, wait.
What a thought. What a thought.
All this talk of children, and having children, all this talk of having babies, having children is starting to make him feel, in the mood at the moment.
A little frisky, He's a little
like-
frisky.
He's like, even if we can't have children the traditional way, that doesn't mean that we can't reap some of the benefits of attempting to have children.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying.
I don't know either, but
We should have him over for dinner at some point.
sure.
Hold up. Are you having him over for dinner, or are you having him for dinner? Because that's a question I need answered.
I mean, I would like that. Maybe, at the very least, if nothing comes out of it, having him as a godfather would be something.
Wow. So you have been keeping in touch with him. If you're thinking about making him a godfather.
Well, just imagine having someone famous for a godfather.
I'm not arguing. All right, he says. He takes up the phone, hands it to you. Go ahead, invite him. Or if you don't want to, we can just drop the idea entirely. It's up to you.
No.
He says as he's holding the phone.
I'll just be over here. Ignore me.
No, I'll call. He picks up
All right.
and dials.
All right.
What am I?
Nathan,
Say?
where do you think you are at this moment? Randomly, a month later.
So
Doesn't
after the whole shtick with the train, literally the day after, Nathan would have been like, "I'm going to go to Florida in space."
Sure.
He goes off to meet his mom on the villa and chill out with her. So the phone goes off, and you just hear,
Hang on. I'll be there in a minute. Hang on. And he runs into the room.
picks up the phone and goes, "Oh, hi. Sorry about that. I was outside."
Hi.
And he has accidentally turned on the video, and he is currently standing wearing no shirt, having been out sunbathing.
The alarm.
We need this drawn, Kiwi.
Yeah,
Please.
I'll do my best.
You on the phone.
drips of water too on
We
his
need this
bicep.
Okay.
Vito's kind of. Hi.
Let the viewers know, by the way, that Mikey's the one enabling this. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
enabling any of this.
I'm
It's all
100%
him.
enabling this because I think
I'm
it's hilarious.
100%. Yes.
Like,
go ahead.
he's the one who thought of it in the first place, but. Yes. My husband wanted to know if you wanted to come for dinner, maybe, at some point.
Vito, yeah.
Yes, that's-
sure. I'm currently on insert name of moon here. But yeah, I could probably make my way back in the next week or two.
That would be interesting.
Stole's just in the background, like, oh my god.
What did we do?
This is me. This is me. My jaw's been dropped this entire thing. Goddamn thoughts.
So, yeah, just send me along. Send me along like a date, and I'll turn up.
Of course, we'll do that. I think it's important to keep in contact, especially after everything that's happened. I do think that knowing someone that lived through the same experiences on the train is good.
Yeah.
He's having trouble concentrating just seeing.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Tell Soul I said hi. And you guys have my details, so send me along a time and date, and I will be there.
Of course. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. And you will hang up. Go back to sunbathing.
Jesus. In like a speedo or something?
Anything.
I'm giving you a material for your artwork, okay? Kiwi, I'm giving you material.
I mean, as Matt would know, it's not proper sunbathing if you're wearing anything.
That's true. That's true.
That's fine. We can have a strategically placed sensor nug on the image. Just stick a sensor nug on there.
Yeah.
Just like
Alright.
just like one of the. Anyway, I'll tell that later. But
So, a couple weeks pass by, but before we get to Vito and Nathan and Solaric, a couple weeks pass by after that. So it's been roughly 6 weeks, give or take, since the stuff going on the train. I think that Gimmick and Pip will be sitting at home. And Pip's got a very modest, like, apartment on the Citadel. Nothing fancy. But throughout the last 6 weeks, I'm going to say that Gimmick has probably spent many of his time just absorbing and learning as much as possible. Maybe he's been watching a lot of TV. I don't know. Trying to pick up on things. Can you give... Yeah, I mean, I guess... Why don't you tell me, Astra, like, over the course of the next 6 weeks, what kind of things has Gimmick got himself involved with? What does he do with himself for 6 weeks?
Yeah, I think because Gimmick was present when Vito told that story, that it would be interested on stories now, so maybe he would try to read books or look at movies or things like that. And
Okay.
I don't know if people play games, maybe play games too. So yeah, mainly things like that.
Pip's going to be, half listening to the TV. The news is playing right now, and she's working on a new toy. So that's Pip's hobby. If people haven't picked up, she likes making little toys and carving toys, and they're like not completely carven because they have like mechanical components on it. So she's pretty tech savvy when it comes to things like that. And let's say, I mean, she's working on another wind-up toy right now while she's half listening to the TV. And Gimmick, you're gonna hear them give a report on the investigation of what's been happening with the train since the train situation back on the Citadel, and their suspect Amia has apparently escaped from prison.
Shit.
Yes. The police aren't really sure what happened, how she escaped, but, one evening, lights out, they did the head count or whatever. She was there, and then the next morning when they went to go investigate into her cell, she wasn't there anymore. So people are saying to be on the lookout because she still is a wanted suspect. They haven't gotten a definitive decision yet on whether or not she did or did not have anything to do with what went on. But Pip definitely has noticed that. And by this point, you would have probably sent the CSEC officers what footage you had of the train. And she sort of, Pip kind of sits there and thinks for a moment, wow. Gimmick, do you think she escaped? Gimmick, do you think she escaped because she actually did it? Or do you think she escaped because she didn't have anything to do with it?
Oh, funny thing, I was about to ask you the same question. So, yeah, what do you think? Did she did it? Do you think she did it?
I don't know. She claimed that, yeah, she admitted that her dogs were involved, but they were acting strange, and she had nothing to do with the train malfunctioning. I guess that would make sense. I guess I just don't see why she would admit to one thing and not the other.
Yeah. Also, I saw a lot of her games, and she seemed like a really good player. I don't know why someone would do something that could potentially put them on jail if they have so many good things going for them. I mean, what was in there for her to gain?
I don't know. I really don't know. You've looked through your videos multiple times and you still haven't found any clue as to what happened, right?
Yeah, I think that if I did saw something that maybe could have helped in the moment, maybe we could have made something. But yeah, so yeah, if I had any information, this problem wouldn't have happened.